And we're back. It's your girl, JD Lane. I'm sitting here with Izzy from the morning show. We were just talking just before coming on here about how goofy I sound whenever I'm trying to say my name on air. I'm so used to saying JD Lane. So bear with me, you guys, as I get used to saying JD. It's not JD. It's JE. So
it's JD.
Fumbling over it. It's just, I'm used to saying JD Lane as all one part. So we're trying to shorten it up for the air. So, as you guys are trying to get to know me on here and I'm trying to get to know our listeners, just, bear with me as the radio thing gets, as I settle in. So,
yeah, she's new at this. I mean, her background is in the music industry and she got offered to do this and she's like, yeah. And then she come talk to me and she called me and she's like, Izzy, I'm kind of nervous about doing this show. And I'm like, why? And she goes, it's live.
Yeah, and I still get nervous every time. You can almost hear me by the last segment start to loosen up a little bit, So I'll get settled in more, as I go with it. You guys are kind of, I guess, getting to grow with me in this process. So
yeah, I mean, because I remember you asked me, you're like, how'd you do the morning show? I'm like, I have no fucking idea. We just got on there and started talking. Yeah. I mean, we have bullet points here of stuff to talk about, but then sometimes we just go on our own and take you down that dark, twisted road of funness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes it depends on what energy we have in the studio with us, too, which is really fun.
It also depends on what fucking energy drink I drink. Man, we've got this gnat. Got this damn gnat in the studio. This gnat was in here last week.
The old gnat is back.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, it's just driving me nuts. Like, it's wintertime. That shit should be dead. And what's crazy is we're in a soundproof room, and this sumbitch, I think someone left the door open one day.
It had to have.
And,
never mind. I wasn't going to tell that. I probably shouldn't tell that story. I was going to tell a story about how a fly got in jail one time. It's like, how the hell do they get in jail?
Oh, yeah. Well, they get on somebody, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Well, what's crazy is I was looking for a damn fly swatter, and I know that there's one in this building somewhere. So I don't know. You know what we need? We need some styling fly swatters.
For summertime.
Yeah.
It can't be.
Yeah, you can smack someone with the styling guy's head,
right. Get a little electric one.
Yeah, because I was telling you about that out there. Because as everybody knows, I live on a lake next to a big lake. Okay, so, remember me telling you I went and bought a electric bug killer thing.
Yeah.
Remember? The zapper, like the old school ones. But this is the new school one, and because of all these political groups and all this, and it's harmful, blah blah blah. They don't electrocute them no more. They have, it looks like it's going to, but you put this little cartridge in there and it's a scent. I was like, I don't need no fucking scentsy thing. I got some gangster ass fucking mosquitoes where I live.
Speaking of Sensei, I just got my new order in. I'm super excited about it.
Oh yeah, what, your Scentsy order? What'd you get?
Yeah, all the holiday ones that came in late.
Oh shit.
Right? Yeah, it smells like I'm cooking Christmas ham and apple fritters.
Oh man. And as you know, I switched over several years back over to the Scentsy stuff, and everybody knows about me. I went out and bought like 30 of these fucking things, because they were cool looking, and I wanted every room to have a different scent, and I fucked up my whole house, opened the window. I walked around the lake, and you could smell it across the lake. I had to stay in a hotel for 2 days. I had these things off, and then come to find out, I'm not allergic to anything, but there's certain smells as you get older you could be allergic to.
Yes.
Like I felt like my throat was closing up. Like, it was a mess. But no, I go over to the Scentsy store. My good friend owns that store over in St. Charles, and she gives me the hookup deals, So I got, around Thanksgiving, I got all the holiday scents. There were some of them I just didn't like,
Oh, yeah. I'm really not too big on the pumpkin ones. I know that those are like super popular in this area, but I am more for like apples and cinnamon. than the pumpkin ones. I don't know. It's just something. It's like every basic bitch smells like pumpkin spice this time of year, and I guess it's just maybe it's the rebel in me that's just like against it.
Yeah, well, in my kitchen, I generally have grandma's apple pie.
Yes, that is one of my favorite ones.
But what I do in the
But-
fall, I'll get the pumpkin spice one. And so, when you
Uh-huh.
dump it in your hand and you put it in the thing, I'll take a little bit of that pumpkin spice and put it in there, and it's just comforting enough.
Yes, now I like, and it's almost like throwing a little clove in with some cinnamon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which back in the day before I started buying Sensei for the holidays, what I would do, and my grandma used to do this, is just boil a pot of water and just every hour or so dump in a little cinnamon and throw a little clove in, and scent the house up like that. And I always thought, every once in a while I still do it like that just for old time's sake.
Well, I'll tell you what, those wax burner stuff, I mean, I went to bought some off the Amish. The Amish ones are way better than the Scentsy ones.
Everything the Amish does is way better.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah, their pies and everything. And
life in general.
Yeah, I went down and they were down there with their horse and buggy, and there's this girl, she's really cute, with her little bonnet and all that. And so every time I go down there, I kind of flirt with her, and she gives me the deals, she's like, and one day I come in there, and she found out that I like cinnamon raisin bread.
Oh.
And I don't know how she found out, but she made a special loaf just for me.
Oh, that's cool.
And that was so cool. And, of course, they hooked me up with some stuff I was buying. And then I went back in there, and I didn't see her, and she was sick. And then I come in there, I don't know, maybe a month later, and she's seen me, and she's like, if I knew you were coming, I'd make your special. She pulled me aside.
Oh.
She pulled me aside, and she goes, look, if this church stuff don't work out, just make sure you're single, because I'll make that for you every day. I was like, oh, hell yeah.
Can't take you anywhere.
Yeah, I was like, I know you can't take me anywhere. I was like, my big question is, what's underneath that bonnet? You got long hair, short hair?
Come on, Mary. Show me what you're working with.
Yeah. Well, she ain't married, but she's so cool. She's like, oh, you.
No, not married. I meant the name Mary.
Yeah. She's like, you Englishmen are so funny. She's like, I like your car. I was like, well, I'll give you a ride in it sometime. She goes, no, that's a sin. I was like,
okay. Well,
yeah, you roll up at my house and there's a horse and buggy sitting here, there's some hot chick with a bonnet making me bread.
Right. But I just picture her throwing the bonnet off in your car and like this long hair, probably gorgeous long hair.
Well, we got talking about this at the office one day, and I haven't seen her because they're kind of down for the winter,
Yes.
But they're going to be opening up soon, I'm gonna ask her when Rumshire is. That's like their spring break.
Oh no, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, Rumshire is their spring break, and they can run among the English. So
okay,
yeah, I like how you guys tune into an automotive radio station, and we're talking about banging Amish girls.
Well, you know what? The automotive industry started somewhere.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of interesting stuff, so every day JD comes in here and she's got a different little fur coat on. Am I mistaken, or is that cow print?
Oh my gosh, cow print was like my obsession through high school. So yes, I still have the one cow print.
That's what you're wearing now.
Yes, and then I've got the cow print bag that I left at home that I still rock from the early 2000s every once in a while.
Retro JD.
Yeah, well, I like to keep it. I love retro shit. I mean, there's this little shop down off of on the Denmar Loop here in St. Louis.
Delmar,
yeah. I can't for the life of me remember the name of it, but it is one of the best retro shops that I've ever been to.
Hold on, I'm gonna think of the name in a second. I've been into it.
You know which one I'm talking about? God, I can't remember the name.
Is it Citywide? No, I don't think it's Citywide. It's by Citywide.
It's like right to the right of it.
Yep, and you walk in and beautiful store. It's got a big
Yes.
spiral staircase in the middle of it.
Yep, that's the
Yep,
one.
and it goes upstairs and they got all the vintage. Yeah, I've been in that place. Yeah.
God, find some of the coolest stuff in there, and I'll tell you what, they are not short on fur coats, whether it be genuine or a good faux fur. It's
Yeah. Every time I see you with one of these fur coats, I think about that guy that he does the dogs, and they look like zebras or like.
The video that you were sending me where he does the dog.
Yeah.
Cut.
Well, that's
and dogs. Yes, I love that. The little deer and
the
fox,
deer is badass.
I know. God, he's good at it too. I was looking at Yen earlier. I've got a red heeler, and he's such a good boy. He's about 1.5 years old, so he's still got a lot of pup in him. But I was like just staring at him earlier, like, what could we turn you into?
Well, what's crazy about this, and so the listeners better understand, this guy takes your dog, right? And he can make it look like almost anything. Like if you want your dog to look like a baby deer, it looks like a baby deer. You want it to look like a tiger, and it's a dye, like I dye my hair blonde.
Well, not just the dye, but the cut too.
Like the cut, oh yeah.
He like did the cut, like the shapes were like cut like that. Like
it
was impressive.
Now the bigger question is, he gets a lot of flack because people are like, the dye you're putting on the animals is harmful. Mm-hmm. No, they're made for animals. You know what I'm saying? You think Barnum and Bailey Circus has got a bunch of zebras? Well, they might have to airbrush one. You know what I'm saying? It might be a horse.
Or dogs, yeah.
Yeah. So check this out. This guy, his haircuts start at $500 to $2,000.
And they're worth it. I mean, he does do like a very intricate dye, process, and he's working on a dog,
Well, the dogs seem really happy.
They're all extremely happy. Like they show them in the mirror, like jumping around on their, back legs and stuff, just thrilled. I would love to do that for Yen.
Yeah, I thought about taking my pugs and doing that. The only problem is they're twins.
Yeah, so it would have to be some sort of set.
Yeah, I think it would fuck them up. I mean, hell, Abby has got this thing here lately where at night, she'll come up to the glass that overlooks the lake. But for some weird reason lately, she sees her reflection and she gets pissed. Like there's a third pug.
Yeah, that's what you were saying one day last week. That's so interesting.
Yeah, she goes all fucking crazy. The other one's like, fucking, you're a dumb bitch. Like, it's you, okay? But I don't know what her deal is. Like, she's seen herself in the mirror. She knows what she looks like.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know if it's something that is just, she's finally, after 3 years, figuring it out, like, that's what I look like. Hell, you just look at your sister, you're twins. You look exactly the same, except your tail curls the other way.
Maybe it's a winter thing. Maybe it's like one way that she is entertaining herself a little extra during winter.
I thought maybe because she wanted to go outside and piss, but no, she, because they will go to the door and bark if they got to go outside. But then again, somebody could be walking across the lake, or it's a deer. That's another thing. The deer come out of the woods, and they got such good eyes. It's unreal, because I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, what is so...
Deer out there or something.
Yeah. So something's going on where it bothers them, or bothers her. The other one's like, fuck, I don't give a shit less, because they watch TV all the time.
Yeah, I think every pet owner that has two, there's always that one that's kind of a little bit more dopey than the other one.
Well, what's crazy is you can still watch the original MTV. It's MTV Throwback or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you got like MTV 1, 2, 3, and then there's Throwback, right? And I don't know if all the listeners get that station, because some parts of the country I've been told they don't get it. But this is like the original MTV. There's not a lot of bullshit. There's just music. I shouldn't say that now if our listeners are going to go check it out. But it's funny because the pugs sometimes will watch it. And then if an 80s hair band comes on there, they don't like guys with long hair.
Nice.
Like, fucking Ozzy Osbourne got on there and they got all fucking pissed off barking. Bon Jovi got on there all barking. And then there would be like Kid and Play.
Uh-huh.
They didn't bark. And then there would be goddamn The Offspring, you know, because he's got short hair, not a problem. A girl, not a problem. Here come my buddy who just passed away, Jack Russell from Great White, you know. You know, Rock Me come on there, that song, or Once Bitten, Twice Shy, and they're just growling and pissed and like.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So had you never done that before until you started watching the throwbacks?
Well, I thought it was just a one-time thing, but I'm catching it here and there when I would turn that on, just for some background noise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they get really upset, you know, so like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of TV shows. I've been binge watching, or they've been binge watching, 90210.
Yes, and the new ones or the old ones?
No, the original from the 90s.
Okay.
And, but see, the TV's got this electronic eye on it, so if it don't see any movement, it shuts itself off. Well, then they come find me pissed off. You know, so they're like, hey, what's up with the TV, man? I'm like, well, when your mom lived here, she updated it, and it kicked that out, and now I got to watch a YouTube video. There's like 20 of these YouTube videos on how to fix this.
Well, when we get back from this next commercial break, I'll have to tell you my idea on what maybe you could do for the girls so that they can communicate with you a little bit better on exactly what they're needing. You probably already know where I'm going with this, but we'll have to go to some breaks here or some commercials here.
Yeah, we got to pay some bills with some of these commercials.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and take a little break, and then when we get back, I will tell you and the listeners my idea, which I'm sure you guys probably already know where I'm going with this, but we'll see. So it's girl, JD Lane here. We've got Izzy from the morning show, and we'll be right back.